Hey, I'm Kitty and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about my top 6 sneaker collaborations of 2023. These are my personal preferences, not based on anything else but what I like. Let's get into it.
Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Okay, so these are my top 6 sneaker collaborations of 2023. My personal choices, this is what I like based on nothing else but my personal taste. So at number 6, we have the Ganni x New Balance 190-6R. Now, the reason I like this collaboration so much is because Ganni know that their dresses, their iconic dresses, more than anything else, all of their collection pretty much could be paired with this kind of shoe, but like their iconic dresses with like the big necks and the way they do the frills and the puffs just works so perfectly in juxtaposition with a dad sneaker. And they've seen us all style them that way, what better way than to make their own and collaborate with the dad sneaker king, New Balance. This particular collaboration is perfect in my opinion. They did 3 models, but the 190-6R is my favorite. They did it in 2 different colorways. The yellow is cool, but like the neutral tone is my favorite. It will just go with so many things. I don't own a pair. I have hundreds of pairs of sneakers and I'm kind of in this rut where I'm like, I need to get rid of loads of pairs that like I never wear, I don't wear anymore before I buy new ones. So I haven't bought too many pairs this year. Been good. From what I saw, these were plant-based. There weren't any leather materials in them. So if you're someone that cares about that kind of stuff, and I know that many of my followers are, then that was something to bear in mind. You can still get these on resale, and also the other model you can still get on retail. I can't remember the name of that silhouette right now off the top of my head, but I'll pop it here so you guys can see. That's still available on the Ganni website. I think it is cool. I think you can style it in like a really nice way, but definitely the 190-6R is the nicer model, hence why it has sold out. Okay, next up at number 5 is Sean Wotherspoon's Adidas collaboration Gazelles. He released 2 that I really like. One is made of mushroom leather, which I think is super cool, and the other was made of hemp. Now the mushroom leather and hemp combination is so clever and so cool. It's all plant-based and very eco-conscious, eco-friendly. Mushroom leather is something that I'm really excited by and interested in, the same as banana leather, and there are lots of different, I think there's pineapple leather as well. I have a pair of trainers that are made from pineapple leather and they feel great and they feel very sturdy. So I think it's really clever that he is pushing brands like Adidas, a huge sneaker brand, to do stuff that's a little bit more eco-conscious. But that being said, and I know that this is not perfect, but Adidas actually have done quite a few like conscious, plant-based collaborations in the past, like the Parlay collaboration they've done ongoingly for quite a few years. So yeah, they're not totally like afraid of doing stuff like that, but it's really nice to see someone who is an influencer, who is a designer, and someone who is like really looked up to in the sneaker and streetwear world pushing for that kind of thing. Sean Wotherspoon is plant-based, that's why he always tries to push for these kind of materials. We've seen it with his Asics collaborations in the past, we've seen it with his Asics collaborations in the past, his Nike collaborations, and also with these Adidas ones. I, again, do not have a pair, which is very sad, but I have some of his other collaborations he's done with Adidas, which is great, and my favourite is definitely the hemp version out of the 2. Okay, up at number 4 is Cecily Banson's collaborations with Asics. Now, honestly, these are some of the most beautiful pairs of trainers I have ever seen. They teased out the collaborations on the catwalk originally, where you saw these images, as I'm just going to show here. I actually made a pair myself. Like I got a pair of Asics that I had already got in my collection. I took a pair of Asics I already had in my collection and I customized them to look similar. I'll show you a picture here of what I did. I'm really happy with them actually. But then they released these 2 collaborations. They released the GT2160, I think that's right, in 2 drops of 4 different colorways, and here are the pictures here of both drops, and I think they're so beautiful. Taking something that is traditionally a tech trainer, like an ugly trainer, dad shoe vibes, and putting something so beautiful as Cecily Banson's designs, especially with like the florals and those kind of like girly vibes that she has, I just think is the most iconic juxtaposition to ever happen. And no, I don't have a pair, and yes, I'm crying about it inside, but like I say, I have so many pairs of trainers and I've been trying to be good this year and not buy until I get rid of a lot more pairs, which I've got rid of lots, but I've still got lots more to get rid of, and I'm trying to find the time because I've been busy, but they're beautiful, and they're a grail, so I'm gonna get rid of loads of pairs and buy a pair, even if I have to pay £400 or £500, you know what I mean? Maybe I don't really, thinking about saying that out loud sounds painful, but that's what you have to do in a sneaker game. At number 3, we have Salomon times Sandy Liang. Now, the XT6 is one of my favorite sneakers. I have been wearing my pair to death all year. I've got a different colorway to this one. I don't have this collaboration. This is such a great pair of shoes. They are made for all weather conditions, so they're perfect wearing in winter and in summer. They're great for rainy London and the rainy UK in general. But this colorway is just so beautiful, and I think taking that iconic silhouette and putting Sandy Liang's colorway onto it is just, again, the most perfect collaboration. It's simple, there's nothing fancy going on here. It literally is just pretty much a colorway on an iconic silhouette. This is the XT6 Expanse, which I do think is really nice. It feels like it's like slightly chunkier. There's like slightly different elements to the classic XT6, which I have. Sometimes you don't need to do anything crazy. Sometimes simple is best. And I think this is a beautiful shoe. Again, I don't own it. So these are my favorite collaborations. It's not necessarily my favorite pairs from my collection. I've done other videos on that. If you want to go and check them out on my YouTube now, please go and do that. At number 2, coming in hot, coming in strong, is the Nike times Powerpuff Girls collaboration, which hasn't even dropped yet. It releases this weekend, and I'm really excited about it. Am I trying desperately to get a pair? No, it's Christmas, I'm broke, I need to save. However, I absolutely love this collaboration because the advert for this collaboration is so perfect. I love how Nike have let the Powerpuff Girls lead this collaboration, as opposed to it being a Nike shoe with a tiny little logo on. And I know that a lot of these brands, especially Nike and Adidas, they do let people go all out on collaborations sometimes, but not always. And a lot of the time, the adverts are very Nike-led, or very brand-led, if that makes sense. Whereas all they've done here is take the Powerpuff Girls cartoon and insert Nike into it. Taking a brand that many of us love and putting it within the Powerpuff Girls universe is just the most perfect thing that they could have done with this collaboration and this advert for this collaboration. Taking anything else and putting it into a universe that you love, if you're a fan, for example, like a cartoon, like Powerpuff Girls, is always just so perfect. I love those things when they kind of come together. So yeah, go and check the advert out. It is so good. Think about the actual silhouettes. I made a video about this on my TikTok, so go over to my TikTok, follow me on there, please. And you can check out that piece of content there. But basically, just to sum it up, I think it's great. I think that the details in this collaboration are so well done. The interior, like on the inner sole, has amazing prints. On the back of every pair of shoe, they've got the eye of each character in their colorway, which I think is great. And then they just have other little details around each shoe that make so much sense to each character and to the cartoon in general. They have nods to other characters within there. But the way that this silhouette has been designed is kind of ugly and cute, which I don't hate. I love super masculine and I love super feminine things coming together. I love a juxtaposition, and I'm very much a Barbie girl meets a tomboy. So I like it in that respect, but there's something about it that feels like it's too far on either end of the scale, if that makes sense. Like it's really super masculine and really super feminine that have come together, as makes it a little bit ugly, and I don't know why. I think it's something to do with the shape of the silhouette of this Nike SB, but I don't know. I think they're great. Size, and basically there's an image where there's like the kids sizes and the adult sizes next together. I will put it up on the screen here somewhere, and in that I saw the kids sizes and I was like, okay, they do look really cute. So in a small size like my size, they probably do look really great. I was just unsure because in some leaked images before this was officially announced as collaboration, or the final images were announced, they hadn't put the black in the midsole, and then I saw the black in the midsole in the final shoes and I was like, is that what's throwing it off for me? Like, I'm not sure. Whereas in the leaked images they didn't have that. It was kind of like a one color silhouette into the midsole, into the sole in general, and I was like, is that cuter? And is that just easier to wear? But the reason I think they've done it with the black midsole is because it does look more cartoon-like, and I rate them for that. So I love the idea, I love the concept, I do love the execution, but do I think it's cute and wearable? That's my question, I think. But yeah, I love everything about it, like the idea, the concept, etc. So that is my number 2 because I love the Powerpuff Girls, I love Nike, I love Nike SB, I love Dunks, etc. So yes, very, very cute, very cool. Well done Nike on that. However, as a girl that loves many, many brands, Nike have always, well, they were kind of like my number one for many, many years. Then Adidas, then Asics. They're like my top three. Then Salomon, Puma. Yeah. So it's interesting to see what my top 6 are this year. And number 1 is very obvious if you follow me anywhere on the internet. It's the Adidas times Corn collaboration. Obviously, that is my all-time favorite collaboration ever. And that's a bold thing to say as someone who has been collecting sneakers for over 10 years. And someone who has loved sneakers since she was little, like a child. But like I say, I've been collecting sneakers for 10 years because for 10 years I've fully been collecting them to a point where like I don't just buy a pair, ruin it and buy a new pair. I like buy them and try and save them. I wear all of my shoes, don't get me wrong, but like I buy stuff because I love it and I want to keep it in my collection. And I've built up a very large collection. So for me to say that my number 1 sneaker release ever so far in the history of the world is the Adidas Corn collaboration that released this year is a big statement, but you won't be surprised if you saw my post that I made about it. If you know me in person, if you follow me on the internet and you have done for quite some time, it will make sense to you. And that's my number 1 for this year. And apparently there's going to be a part 2 next year. They've been teasing that to us, so let's see. I'm very excited about it. I have both the silhouettes of sneakers that released this year. So this is what I mean, like I choose my battles wisely. Also I was gifted those in the end, but I was going to buy them. And then they just came out of nowhere and gave them to me, which I was extremely thankful for. Shout out to Joe and Ben at Adidas in Germany who sorted me out. Fucking legends that made this collaboration happen. Honestly, all I need to do now is be in LA next year when the second part releases. So manifesting that for me. But yeah, this is just there. That's how I feel when I talk about this collaboration. After 30 years, Corn finally, and Corn fans finally got their Adidas collaboration. Now, I'm a millennial. I grew up loving Corn in their heyday. In the late 90s and the early 2000s, they were dripped head to toe in sportswear and a lot of Adidas. And Adidas used to gift them, but Adidas just never came through with like a paid collaboration or a physical collaboration. Puma came along and said, we'll pay you because we know you love sportswear. And, you know, Corn, they're a band, they've got to make money. They said, cool, so they started wearing head-to-toe Puma. Totally understand why Corn did that. But neither of these brands gave them like an official collab shoe. Many years on, we have hardcore and metal and new metal booming right now. They are thriving. And the thing that's funny is I feel like a lot of these big brands, they've just been chasing hip hop and grime for the past like 10 years, which I fully get. I love hip hop and grime. But they've just narrowed themselves, they limited themselves down, and everyone's like cut out anything that has like an alternative rock and roll vibe to it. Like they decided that that was not it, which is so stupid because you have this huge market. Like Corn are a globally huge brand that sell thousands, millions of tickets every single year, right? And tons of merch. And these kids and these adults like me have money to spend on this band. And like I say, now we have people at Adidas who are moshers in the design and marketing part of Adidas that are friends that put this collaboration forward and made it happen. And oh, thank God they exist. I am so excited about round 2. What do we think it's going to be? There was some things hinted at in the release, the official release event in LA in the Adidas store with Corn. What do you guys think? Drop your comments below and let me know what you think is coming in the part 2 of the Corn Adidas release in terms of sneakers, but also the apparel. We've already had the iconic purple tracksuit that launched, that's happened. Is there going to be a round 2 of that? I wonder if they're going to do like a green or different colours of the sequin Adidas tracksuit. Let's see what's going to happen. Do we think this is going to spark more collabs? Are we seeing a Slipknot Adidas collab happening? Are we seeing a Limp Bizkit? I don't know. I don't think Adidas... Actually, no. Limp Bizkit was seen wearing Adidas many, many times. And actually still now, Fred Durst often wears Superstars. So what's happening next, guys? What sick alternative sneaker collaborations are going to happen in 2024? Let's predict them in the comments right now. I am predicting also, maybe not next year, but in the coming years, there's going to be a hardcore one somewhere. Turnstile or Malevolence, there's going to be something there. Malevolence have just started being gifted Nike finally, which I am stoked for them about. They're the sickest band, they're the most hard-working band. They all seem like really nice dudes, and they rep Nike hard, so it's really cool to see that. I would love to know who decided to eventually actually make that collaboration happen and gift them. I want to know, because there've been so many like red tape and doors shutting on like hardcore alternative heavy music in regards to like brand deals over the past few years, and I know because I'm the person that makes them happen. I am the stylist that gets collaborations for brands, I get stuff gifted for them, etc., and I kind of spark those conversations often because I'm putting the brands on the bands. And obviously we have budget from record labels and stuff and we buy stuff, but I often get stuff gifted a lot. But my point being that it has been harder when it comes to alternative acts, whereas when I'm working with a grime artist or a rap artist or a pop artist, it's completely different. So, but now it's changing and I'm excited about it. What are your top trainer collaborations, sneaker collaborations of 2023? Let me know also in the comments, and I'll be back next time. Please make sure to subscribe, leave a like and a comment. It really makes all the world of difference. I'm really trying to become a full-time content creator up on here and bring you interesting content. I have some exciting stuff coming up in 2024 that I already know about, which is really exciting and it's very relevant to what we've been talking about today: alternative sneaker and streetwear, fashion stuff. So watch this space, motherfuckers. Watch this space. Peace out, and I'll see you next time.